the year.
Another one.
Are you an annoying Scrum Master? What? That's mean. So let's see what this is talking about. All right. So I was that annoying Scrum Master who wouldn't stop micromanaging. Whoa. Just had to share some real talk about my first year in the role. Maybe it'll help someone else avoid my rookie mistake. I started out as the most annoying kind of Scrum Master, the one who treats Jira like it's their personal kingdom and bugs people about every little update. Cringe. Took me forever to realize that being a good Scrum Master isn't about policing processes or fixing everyone's problems. The magic happens when you take a step back and let the team figure stuff out themselves. The funniest part, I used to think skipping retros was fine in the sprint, if the sprint went well. Now I know that that's exactly when you need them the most. There's always something to learn or improve. Another embarrassing confession. These are my confessions. I used to cave whenever management wanted to bend the Scrum rules. Now I know better. Sometimes you gotta stand your ground to protect your team's process. Looking back, building trust with the team was way more important than hitting every sprint goal perfectly. Once I stopped trying to control everything, people actually started coming to me for help instead of avoiding me. Shout out to all the Scrum Masters out there. You all are very, very appreciative. The ones who take a step back and let the teams run it, to the ones that are very, very annoying. So let me give my thoughts on this one. Let's start a timer. So here's the deal. This is Scrum Master agnostic. I think anyone who is new in a field is annoying as, including me, right? Because, and this is one of the reasons that as we learn on this channel, I always like to deviate. We could probably finish, we could probably finish a DevOps course in like 2 months, right? If we just stuck to it. But then we'll just be someone who knows how to copy and paste, regurgitate code that is written and think that we're learning something. No, I like to deviate so that I can see that I can do things on my own. That way it actually builds me real experience. So while I'm learning this stuff about DevOps, about ethical hacking, about the large language models that we're going to be starting tomorrow morning. New year, new you. New year, new language, new year, new goals, new objectives, right? But it is a problem with, it's a rookie problem. You guys remember D'Angelo Russell, right? When he started with the Lakers and he started giving people, like he played Magnatory song. He started off his NBA career with,
what a coincidence. I just left the snitching convention. Gold Star member and chairman of this commission.
See? So when you're green, you don't know what you're doing, right? You're gonna be by the book. You're gonna be so by the book. So I know, I work with junior Scrum Masters, and people who just got their Scrum certification, and they are so by the book. And the meeting says it's supposed to be 4 hours, right? So the meeting's supposed to be 4 hours. So let's say we're done within three and a half hours. We're gonna sit here for the other 30 minutes, just finding something to talk about, just staring at each other, because the Scrum guide says this for a 2-week sprint, the meeting has to be 4 hours, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when we do stand up, we're gonna do it a particular type of way. You're going to answer, you're going to say, what did you work on yesterday? What did you work on today? Do you have any obstacles, right? 15 minutes, everybody stand up. Don't you dare think about taking a seat. I'm watching you. Don't you dare sit down. It's called stand up for a reason, okay? So I get it. I get it. But then after they start to understand that it is not their role to be the army general on the team, it is your goal to remove the blockers from the team, to work with the team to see, I am here to make sure that we're working cohesively, that we're a well-oiled machine. That is why I'm here, right? It's not to make you feel bad. It's not to call you out. It is to work as a team. Once they realize that, things change for the better. And I think as you get stronger in your role, any role that is, right, people start to take advantage of you less, because when you don't know what you're doing, then people are going to, work around you and all that good stuff. And they might be a little bit sneaky about it. All right. So I agree. The newer that you are in any field, like I'm sure when Mitch was a entry-level data analyst, he was an even bigger jerk than he is today. And I mean that with all due respect, because Mitch as a jerk is why he is my best friend. He's my best friend. He's my best friend. All right.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
So, but then as you start to get more comfortable with it, then you start to loosen up and you start to, okay, what is the actual goal we're trying to achieve, right? And that's to build amazing software and make sure that the team is in a good state of mind, And the way that we ensure that, here's our metrics, here's our projects, here's anything that we need to adjust. I'll give you another example, right? I'll give you to round out the year, to end of the year, right? I'm going to give you a jiu-jitsu example. When you first start jiu-jitsu, especially if you never had any other martial arts training, like wrestling or taekwondo, what's the other one? Muay Thai, karate. If you had never had any of that type of training, right? When you first start jiu-jitsu or judo, another one, right? When you first start jiu-jitsu, you are rigid as hell. You're using 100% strength on everything that you do. Okay? Then, as you start to get more comfortable, you start to learn how to breathe, because guess what? Learning how to breathe is another thing in jiu-jitsu, right? You need to learn how to breathe. Like one of my professors, when I'd be sparring with him, he would be destroying me, crushing me, and he'd say, "Breathe, just breathe, all right? Just breathe." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm trying to, right?" But as you start to get better, now when the same professor is crushing me and killing me, I'm just breathing like normal. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool. All right. And then I'm like, take my time, do a move and stuff like that. But they're so rigid. They use 100% strength, and they're just like, you would think they're having a seizure, right? You think they're having a seizure the way that they're moving around. I did it too. So whenever you start something new, because you don't know, you're gonna be rigid. You're gonna be tough. Like it's gonna be like very tough, right? That's why one of my friends said, if you're gonna be cooking an iguana, put it in the pressure cooker or slow cook it. Either you learn it really fast, or you slow cook it and you take the long road, right? So that's that. So I don't think that people are now. If you're in 10 years of being a Scrum Master and you're still the same way, that's a different story, right? But I think that it's natural as a junior anything that you need to learn the ropes and you're going to be all rigid and stuff like that, right? So let's wrap our last question up for 2024 with a nice little bow on top. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me for all these questions for the year of 2024. You guys are amazing. Let's wrap that question up.
I try to live what they let go, away to dreams they'll never know. But a drowning soul can't save the tide, and now I see I must step aside.
I fought till my hands turned to stone, carrying battles that weren't my own. They swore they'd stand but turned away, left me to bleed in the fray.
I held the line as long as I could, fought for the spark they misunderstood. They whispered dreams they never choose, said they were in but lived to lose. I can't fight for you no more.
clipped your wings and let them die. You crave the fall, not the fight to win. A war within that you let begin.
I can't fight for you no more. Knocking on a locked up door. You said you were in but faded out. Your silence echoes a deafening shout. I saw the fire dim in their eyes, promises buried under their lies. They wore the crown of fleeting belief, but ran from the throne when it brought grief. Oh,
I tried to carry your weight on my back, but your shadow was a heavy attack. You disappeared when the fire burned high, left me screaming at an empty sky.
I wanted the victory more than they, but you can't chase stars for those who stray. So I lay down the sword and walk away. The battle's lost, they chose decay. I can't fight for you no more. Knocking on a locked up door. You said you were in but faded out. Your silence echoes a deafening shout. Oh, they vanished like shadows in the light, fading away when it's time to fight. I reach my hand, they let it fall. I can't catch ghosts, I've given it all.
Oh, they vanish like shadows in the light, fading away when it's time to fight. I reached my hand, they let it fall. I can't catch ghosts, I've given it all.